Hey math friends, it's Mrs. Beals, and we're here to talk about input-output boxes again, but this time our blank boxes happen on both sides of our box. So let's do an example. This rule is subtract 1. So you can see that they have the 1 in the input box. When they subtracted 1, they got to 0. Okay, they have a 3 here. Subtract 1, you get 2. Here is where it changes though. We know that they subtracted 1 to get to 4. So what number do you have to put here in the input box? So when you subtract 1, you get to 4. This number has to be 5 because 5 minus 1, which is our rule, is 4. This one is 7 minus 1 would get me to 6. Okay, so you can see that when I have a part of my in box missing, I have to think almost backwards to figure out what number would go here. Okay, let's try B. Let's try this one. The rule is add 5. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus 5 would get me to 8. Okay, now I have to think a little bit backwards for this one. When I added 5, I got to 15. So what do I put here so when I add my 5, I get to 15? I'm going to put a 10 here because 10 plus my 5, add 5, gets me to my 15. And now we have 15 plus 5 again, gets me to 20. All right, let's try another one. Let's come down here to the bottom where they don't tell me my rule, and I have to figure out my boxes. So to get from input to output from 3 to 6, it looks like they added 3. So I'm going to put a plus 3 here. I'm going to skip this one for now. I'm going to come over here and see what they did. They went from 8 to 11. Well, they added 3. And then they went from 13 to 16. They added 3 again. So I know my rule is add 3. Okay. Now, I've got to figure out what my blank box is. I have to put a number here so when I add 3, I get to 10. The number I'm going to put here is 7 because 7 plus 3 will get me to 10. Let's try one more. Okay. To get from this input to this output, it looks like they subtracted 2 because 3 minus 2 is 1. To get from 6 to 4, it looks like they subtracted 2 again. Pretty sure that my rule is subtract 2. I'm going to put subtract 2 here. Ooh, sorry, my handwriting. All right, so I've got to get from 7 to this number. I'm going to subtract 2. 7 minus 2 is 7, 6, 5. Okay. Now, I'm going to subtract. It says my rule is subtract 2. So I've got to think, what number can I put in my inbox? So when I subtract 2, I get 8 out of it. What number minus 2 will get me to 8? It's going to be 10. So 10 minus 2 equals 8. You guys did a great job. When you have blank boxes, you figure out your rule riddle, and you make sure that you can go from your in box to your out box, and every single column follows your riddle. All right. Thank you guys. Good job.